Good afternoon, you guys. It's your boy Ben Mohari here, representing Mohari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the basketball community. Don't miss basketball conversations every Friday night, 9 p.m. Central Time. It's where we discuss basketball-related topics, news, debates, and everything else in the world of basketball. For all the new people that is coming into the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get all the latest notifications when I drop some videos and live streams. And please spread the word about the channel. All right, let's just get down to the nitty and gritty here, okay? So, apparently, Mr. J.R. Smith has some choice observations on what he thought about LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. He was appearing on the Pat McAfee show on Monday, and he pretty much explained in detail, in his opinion, what separates LeBron James from all the all-time greats like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. End quote. LeBron, he holds you accountable. One thing about Bron is he leads by example with his work ethic. His biggest attribute is being able to pull people along with his work ethic, he said. Okay? Obviously, it's easier for the better players to do it. But for my existence, Jordan didn't do it. Kobe didn't do it. A lot of players had that killer mentality, aren't the type of persons to do it, he added. Okay? He's not a scorer, which is beyond laughable. A scorer is a person that who has one track mind to do an individual thing, like a sniper. J.R. Smith basically said about LeBron. Jordan and Kobe, they did play defense, but they're scorers. They put up 50, 60, 70 points a night. But when you get somebody that was so well rounded, rebounding, scoring, passing, dribbling, a good teammate, is a totally different atmosphere. He's a totally a different person than those guys. There's no comparison. But you can't compare a lion and a tiger. They're both cats, but they are not the same. And basically, in his own words and his own analogy, the lion is the king of the jungle. Everybody bows down to the lion, but that don't stop the tiger from saying, "I'm a bad MF for two." Man, I tell you what, though, man, these LeBron, teammate fanatics and fanboys, they're reaching more than ever, and it just drives me absolutely insane. So allow me to explain about what J.R. Smith was referring to and why he's entirely wrong about it. Okay, number one, all right, has LeBron ever been accountable to anything? Okay, because the last time I checked, LeBron James, anytime that he is, if you play with him, if he feels that if you're not playing up to his capability, or if he just doesn't really want you, he will stab you behind your back, go to management, and basically trade you out of there. We've seen that countless times when he was with Miami, Cleveland, and even with the Lakers too. I mean, go back to the recent transactions he's done. I mean, come on, man. Like, I don't understand where all this is coming from. And the idea that J.R. Smith would say that it's easy for better players to do it, but for his existence that Jordan didn't do it, Kobe didn't do it. Okay, let's stop right there. Okay, listen. Obviously, Jordan and Kobe Bryant are totally, different players in terms of their mentality and how they approach to the game. But last time I checked, remember seeing Michael Jordan raising the level of Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, B.J. Armstrong, Steve Kerr, okay, Luke Longley, all these guys that got increasingly better when they were playing with Jordan. And yes, Michael was the biggest jerk, and he crossed the line a lot with his teammates. But when you look into different things in the hindsight, Michael Jordan was a hell of a teammate. He got those guys to play up to his level that it was necessary to help him win playoff games and championships. And the same applies to Kobe Bryant, all right? Because remember, Kobe Bryant made you accountable to everything that you do, all right? And he wasn't going to stab you behind your back, all right? Kobe Bryant made sure that when it's time to practice, when it came down to the nit and gritty, all right, that he was going to do whatever he can to get you mentally ready to play in the postseason. Because as both of them, each of them said, both Jordan and Kobe, all right, if you weren't willing to handle the mental capacity of basically the trash talking and the ridicules comments that they'll dish out to you, then you're not ready to handle the mental fortitude of the entire postseason, which is absolutely necessary if you want to win championships. And listen, what the idea that both Jordan and Kobe are absolutely scores is beyond asinine. Because last time I checked, Michael Jordan averaged 30 points and 11 assists per game during the 1991 NBA Finals. All right. And here's the other thing, though, too, about Kobe. Okay. During that '06 season, all right, when Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson finally reunited once again, okay, the year that Kobe was should have won the 2006 MVP, but they gave it to Steve Nash. During that season, okay, Kobe basically averaged 35.4 points per game, grabbed 5.3 rebounds per game, and distributed 4.5 assists, despite having bad teammates. In fact, his 02-03 season, you can make the argument that it was his best all-around season, all right? Because he averaged 30 points. He averaged basically 25. I should say 2002, 2003, he averaged 30 points per game and grabbed 6.9 rebounds per game, distributed 5.9 assists, and basically had a career high in steals, averaging 2.2 steals per game. So I don't understand where all this is coming from. Michael Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year award. All right. I've yet to see LeBron win that kind of award. Now, granted, LeBron James has been in the first team all defender before, but the last time I checked, he has not earned a Defensive Player of the Year award. So how can you sit here and say that Michael Jordan was only primarily a scorer? Sure, Jordan and Kobe did average 30 to 40, average 20 to 30 points per season. There is a legitimate case about that. There's no denying that. But to sit here and say that they're just basically snipers and not all around players, that's just is untrue. In fact, I remember in the '97 playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks when Dennis Rodman was basically struggling with the knee injury and the antics were getting out of control. My, Michael Jordan's basically stepped up the rebounding. He averaged, I think he had a career high of 18, 19 rebounds in one of those games, and basically out rebounded the Dikembe Mutombo, who's a 7'1" center. All right, so I don't understand what this argument is coming from. Well, I kind of get it because what they're trying to bridge the narrative that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were just one-way figure players, and LeBron is an all-around type of player. Now, the other parts to this quote, okay? He's LeBron was basically is a, was basically being called as a terrific mixed skill of both size and skill. And J.R. Smith had the audacity to say that he's not a scorer. Then let me ask, if I were asking J.R. Smith, I would ask him straight up this question: if LeBron is not a scorer, then why in the hell is he third all time in career scoring? All right, let's be real here, okay? LeBron has over 34,087 points. All right. As of right now, okay. As of right now, LeBron James is third in scoring all time behind Karl Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's ahead of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. All right. And so I don't get where this coming from that LeBron is not a natural scorer, that he's a good passer. No, he's not a pass first type of person. Let's get that straight here, okay? If you want to talk about a pass first type of point guard, you look at John Stockton, you look at Jason Kidd, you look at Isaiah Thomas, you look at Magic Johnson. All right, those are pass first type players. LeBron James is clearly not. All right. If he was not a scorer, he wouldn't be averaging 27.7 points per game throughout his entire career. So that is absolutely asinine, and that is absolutely debunked. All right. Now look, the other thing that really did not make any sense to me was is that he basically said like he's a totally different person than those guys, and there's no comparison because you can't pair a lion and a tiger. Okay, look, a lion and a tiger are basically two different species. I think the tiger is a bigger animal than the lion because I heard that the tiger can go up to 600 pounds and has bigger fangs than the lion itself. So And last time I checked, I've seen LeBron blow opportunity after opportunity during the NBA Finals, and people keep forgetting this. And these LeBron fanboys hate it when you bring this up. The failures that he had in the 2011 NBA Finals. All right, when he had four straight games in the fourth quarter where he had 4 points or less. How are you the best player in the world and score at least 4 points or less in four straight fourth quarters in the NBA Finals? It was not in the playoffs. It was not the first round, the second round, or the conference finals. It was the NBA Finals on the biggest stage against the underdog Dallas Mavericks, who, when you look back at it at that time, the Miami Heat were supposed to sweep the Dallas Mavericks, sweep them 4-0. And what happened? LeBron choked. All right, LeBron choked, and everybody knows that. That's the one thing that these LeBron fanboys, they always don't want to highlight, but they know it's the truth. All right, when you're playing with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, you have to have a certain type of mentality and a mental toughness with you to try to survive and get better with those guys. Because if you are not playing to the standard that is necessary to win a championship, just like Michael said in his documentary, and like what Kobe said numerous times, when he was alive, that if you weren't playing up to championship caliber, they weren't they was going to ridicule you and make your life miserable. All right, and the other thing too that really shook my head on is that did you forget J.R. Smith what happened in the 2018 NBA Finals when you basically were still smoking up some weed in between timeouts and basically forgot about the clock in the final possession? Oh wait, let's rewind before that. How about the fact that LeBron James was being guarded by a smaller and a slow foot Stephen Curry and didn't use the triple threat and blow by him to the basket, and he decided to pass it off to George Hill? I'm sorry, great players do not think about team when it comes to the situation. When you got a matchup that is in your favor, you go right at him and you live with the consequences of your decision. All right. Jordan always took the last shot in the playoffs, especially when it came against Brian Russell. He knew the situation. All right. And he knew what move to use, and he got the job done with the crossover move in 98. All right. Kobe Bryant pretty much knew how to use the mid range, knew how to use the post up. He just as another carbon copy of Michael Jordan. Just because what Kobe said before he died, and when he was talking with Shaq, that he was bringing in that same intensity and that same spirit into the game, and that's how he approached it every time he stepped on the floor. So, J.R. Smith, do you remember that LeBron basically decided to throw in the towel and quit after you've basically made the biggest mistake of your life? That actually trumped, what Nick Anderson did in the 1995 finals when he missed four straight free throws, because free throws misses happen. But what J.R. Smith did, man, he literally should be an infamy for what he did. And the fact that LeBron James basically pouted on the sideline and basically mentally checked out and quit. Great players do not mentally check out and quit in those moments, because LeBron should have went up there and said, okay, we're in the overtime. Let's finish the job. Let's go in there, kick their butt, and take this game. But LeBron checked out, quit, and basically let the Warriors beat them, and in route to getting swept out of the finals again. So, miss me, J.R. Smith, with your comments, and miss me with your argument and your perspective about who was the best player out of the three, because clearly it ain't LeBron James. I think the documentary has pretty much shut that entire argument down completely. And right now, at this particular point, with all of the people, fanboys in the media of both ESPN and Fox Sports, they're reaching right now. They're desperate because they know they cannot continue to play this kind of argument anymore. They know this, all right? And so at the end of the day, J.R. Smith was totally wrong, and he knows it. But again, he's basically caping once again to the ego of and the ego train of the LeBron James and the fanboys. And one other thing, I don't hate LeBron per se. I respect his game. The problem is these people in the media that continuously play this narrative every single time, and it absolutely drives me insane. You know what I mean? This is one of the reasons why I don't watch any debate shows or anything revolving around these retired players, because they both have a bias and an agenda to everything they say. The only people that I probably would listen to probably is Reggie Miller, or probably, to a certain extent, maybe an honest person, maybe like a let's see, maybe a Chris Webber or something like that. I don't know. But the thing is, I cannot stand all this bias talk. If you don't come in with real facts, and if you don't come in with a real argument, all right, everything you say is irrelevant, and it's basically everything gets debunked by people that actually study the game and know what they're talking about. And so J.R. Smith know what he was doing, and obviously he's going to get flamed for what he said. So that's just pretty much all I had to say about that. I'm pretty much through about what he said. You know what I mean? And I just basically broke it down to a science. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Peace.